Hello everyone and welcome to another Urban Pixel Minecraft exhibit. Today we will be going over the airport. Sorry for the delay. Okay, so we're just driving down the highway here. And I briefly showed this place in the introduction video, but I'm just going to show it again because this is the main way to get to the airport. So this is the main highway leading out of the city. And I've built a bunch of ramps here, street lamps, everything. So not exactly part of the airport, but if I change the time to night, you could see that these Enrod and wooden lampposts give a really cool effect. And so actually, you know what? Now that I'm here, I might as well just talk about a little bit of details that I've used to make this highway. So the design is pretty simple. For any like bridge or ramp, I used a very thin set of basalt blocks, like 2 blocks wide of a pole, and then I would widen it right under where the ramp is. And then for the large highway, I just looked at a Google Earth of like highways near me, and any part that was a bridge like this, where it was like a large overpass, would have this kind of design where it was really wide at the top and then 4 poles at the base like this. And so when you look at it from this side, okay, well, we don't like rain, do we? So let's just clear that up. When you look at it from this side, you'll see that the poles like that give a really nice detail. Not all the ramps are complete yet, actually, but I'll get to that soon. The ramp that leads to the airport is complete, though. So there's a couple of ramps here that are done. So the one coming to and from the airport is done. So in order to get onto the highway going to the left, we have to go on the first ramp, which is supposed to be showed on this green sign right here that I've built using green concrete and white banners. So for the first ramp, it'll take us up and around. So this is the highway that we're going to be merging on. It turns down this way. This took forever to make because I have to build this completely in the air by hand. So okay, and so we've just merged on. This ramp takes us back onto the main highway. And it's kind of just a long stretch right here. I'm planning on adding a lot of development onto this grass right here so that it's not like plain grass around the highway. Add some tall buildings or something. Maybe an airport hangar as well, or a parking lot or something. And so here's the sign that says we're leading into the airport. And there's 3 ramps that lead out of this highway, all going to the right. And the first 2 ramps are leading to the parking lot on the bottom floor of the terminal. And so you can see the ramp splits in half like this. One of them leads to the parking lot here and goes all the way back to the parking garage. And the second ramp, along with the first half of the second ramp, leads to the arrival section of the airport, which is on the bottom. And then the departures, of course, are on the top. And so let's start with the departures. So we're going to exit on this large road right here and onto this 3-lane, very wide road. And as you can see, we're approaching the airport, and you could already start seeing the planes in the background. And this terminal was sort of modeled after JFK Terminal 4, a little bit. Not really much at all, but just how I've designed the road to lead up to this with the arrivals on the bottom like that is kind of like how Terminal 4 is. And with this curved roof design and the black glass, it's not exactly the same, but I kind of decided to incorporate a slightly similar design where you can see the planes over the bridge as well. And these green signs with these different colored things that I've passed around here are just like signs that indicate what airlines are at the airport. I've just put random colors basically. Okay, so let's talk about the departures area. This 4th lane in the middle is obviously where all the drop-offs happen. I've built a car here with a quartz block facing upwards that kind of shows like the trunk is being opened. And so as you can see, the roof of this place is very large. And I've made a pattern of this like quartz supporting block that kind of leads up like this, and I've separated them by an even number of blocks. And then to make it bright, I've just added like the frog lights like this throughout and in the middle like that, all the way to the end of the terminal. The front of the terminal features many entrances, and the entrances are indicated by these signs on the outside, which show which check-in desk would be on the inside. So for example, if you're dropping someone off and you want to take Southwest Airlines, let's say, this sign that shows the red, blue, and yellow would be corresponding with the check-in for Southwest inside the main terminal. Uh, Down here we have Delta, blue, red, red. Delta check-ins are here. And also, I'm pretty sure the American one is right here. So it's red, blue, and white. And when you go into the check-in, the American Airlines check-in is in the back right there. And so that's just kind of a little detail that I've added into the airport, just to know kind of where you're dropping off and where each entrance is related to. And so that's about it for the exterior of the terminal. And so let's just go into the, actually, since we're just talking about exterior, I'll just talk about the rest of the airport exterior before going too much on the inside. And so we'll take a look at the bottom floor like this. So we're currently under the overpass. We would have taken these two exits right here. This is the arrivals area. As you can see, it's 3 lanes again, except these lanes I've used dotted lanes. And you'll notice here that rain again. Okay, you'll notice here that these taxis that I've mentioned in the downtown area, there's a lot of taxis all waiting in this one lane. I've just called this the taxi lane. And you know that it's that taxi lane because on this lane you could see these green blocks in the middle like that, which kind of just show that it's like a special lane. So that's just a very, very minor detail that I've added here. You can see all the taxis are simply just waiting on this lane. And for effect, I've also added these small dotted white lines to show that these taxis can come out at any time. If you're simply just passing through the airport, you would stay on these 3 lanes, or if you're doing pickup or something. And if you're right into the terminal, there's another 3 lanes right under the overpass, which is right outside where the arrivals would come out from. This part hasn't been completed yet. And the interior of the arrivals hasn't been completed yet, but the exterior is. And so once you're done with pickup, there's multiple lanes like this. And that all leads out to the main highway that leaves the airport like that. Or if you're on these 3 lanes, you could also be turning into one of the airport's many parking lots, one of which is this large parking garage that I've made here, like so. So only the top floor has its white lines outlined, but I did build some cars here, these lights on top, and you can see the lights here and the gate. So the entrance to the parking garage is with these green signs, these red and white gates, and the ticket thing right there. And this is the exit. And you know it's the exit because of these 2 red signs at the top. And this is just a little roof for people, like maybe if it's raining, just in case people could walk under this overpass. This is also kind of a little design that I've incorporated from JFK Airport. And once you pass that, there's like a walkway, as you can see. Exiting from this area, you can walk across the street and you'll be on the short-term parking area. So it's a pretty large parking lot, but I haven't made any cars in here yet because, as you can see, there are many spaces for me to fill. And the most recent addition to the airport is the exit. So these highways leading out of the airport, the departures one goes over the top like this and merges on with this large 4-lane highway. And this 4-lane highway spawns from the arrivals floor. And so as you know with this world, it's a super flat, and I also don't use any commands. And I also wanted to find a way to merge the bottom and top floors after the whole airport section. And so I thought of an idea which actually turned out to work very, very well, where I've decided to make an artificial hill like this, which I've built entirely by hand, and it slowly elevates like this and merges the 2 ramps together like so. And so as you can see, the arrivals would turn up this way and onto this main highway, and that is connected to the arrivals, which merges onto that lane right there. And I'll do the same thing for this highway, which will lead into this second highway, which starts from the other side of the departure's upper floor. So if you choose to go right, you'll merge onto this highway going back into the city. And if you go straight, it'll lead you to another highway that I'll take somewhere else probably. And so that's it for the front exterior of the airport. So let's just finish our video with another zoom out. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have anything to say or if you want to see me build, please let me know in the comments. See you in the next video.